And Plaxico Burress took to Twitter to address Nick Saban's comments from yesterday. And Plaxico Burress played for Saban at Michigan State. Said, I was a 19-year-old kid. The man that recruited me to play for him looked me in my face and told me a lie. Saban looked his players in the face at the Michigan State football facility, said he wasn't leaving, I'm committed to the program, and was gone the next day. True story. Nick Saban actually told me I was a second-round pick. I recall Nick Saban telling me to stay in school, finish what I started. I wasn't a first-round pick, and he left for LSU before the season was over. The kids are just chasing a dream that you were.
Yeah, that's what Burress said at the end. He said, listen, these kids are chasing a dream just like he said Nick Saban was when at LSU, had his time in the NFL as well. Greeny and I have talked about this an awful lot, about how coaches handle the situation of leaving one college for another and just how the situation they're in, of how do you say it? If it's not happening, you give the illusion it's not going to happen. But as soon as you say as soon as you say something definitive, that line is in the sand. And then if you go the other way, you're labeled a liar. I think coaches are in a tough situation. I have an issue. I think now, and I think players should know that now, that just have the expectation that if your coach is considered and this going in, these kids are way smarter than I was coming out of high school in seeing the landscape of college. You know who the coaches are that are talked about every year going to the NFL or going to a different job. So, and if your coach is one of those guys, the expectation is he may leave no matter what he tells. Now, would you like them to be honest and say, I'm not sure I'm going to be here? But that would be an ugly recruiting thing. It would be the truth, but, that might hurt your recruiting because you may still be there if this other job doesn't work out. So why are you going to cut your nose off to spite your face and tell the top recruit, I may not be here? Then he may not come. Right. So you say, I'm going to be there, and then once the other job works out, then you're gone. It seems ugly. It absolutely seems ugly. Nick Saban's not the first or the last to do that. I tend to have a problem when they do leave if they don't tell their team and just kind of take off. It's always a horrible situation there from the end of the season to the bowl game. There's all that time, and then does the administration want that guy coaching a bowl game, or just be gone? It's a horrible time where coaches are stuck between kind of a rock and a hard place. I don't want to give an excuse for them, because you would like to expect out of your players something you do yourself, and that would be honesty. But it's a tough thing. I mean, do you expect a coach who is maybe thinking about another job but still on the recruiting trail? Do you think he's going to say, well, you know what, I'm kind of looking at this other job, so I may not be here if you come here, but I may? It's a tough situation. So I don't. What's the answer to that? I mean, if a coach truly is thinking about leaving for another school, but it hasn't happened yet, but he still has to recruit for the school that he's at, what's he going to tell that recruit? So I don't know that. You sit there and be completely honest, say I might not be here. Should it just be up to the player to kind of buyer beware on the school you go to, thinking that guy might be gone? It's a tough situation. But as a player, let's not kid ourselves either. When everybody says you should pick the school, not for the coach, oh, come on. I mean, give me a break. Let's live in the real world where a lot of these, all players, but certainly the top athletes and the 5 stars and 4 stars you're going after, these guys have NFL aspirations. So they're going to go to a program a lot of times run by a coach who they think is going to get them there. So they are picking it for the coach. You want to blame them for that? Okay. But you know what? That's still the reality of the situation.